Okay, once you get the bed all put back on, align the mounting points and then bolt the bed back in, and then bolt all the little bits and pieces that you've taken apart, and hope you still have all the bolts and you didn't lose them yet. As you can see here, I missed a few spots. I ran out of the undercoating stuff. I have to go buy another can or two maybe to get the remainder of the bits I might have missed. But I can do that at another time. Got a majority of this already. Some spots need a few more coats, but it should be good. Most of the stuff is pretty straightforward under here to put back together, but I think the toughest part is how I took my condenser off of the frame. Figured I'll show you this part. There's a round bit that holds the edge. There's a round bit that holds the edge on the other side. I have to shift this. This side is the front of the vehicle. You can see 2 adjustment bolts. This allows the bracket to slide in and out to hold the condenser in place. On the left, I also loosened the entire bracket that holds the whole thing. I don't know if I needed to do that, but I did because I wanted to unbolt it from the frame. So they're 10mm bolts. You get them in there, and let's do this. These bolts are accessible from the top here, right here, and here. Lift one edge back onto the top. I did the rear side first, and then on the front, just bring it up. There are holes on the side here. You got to align with the bracket, so you might have to shift the thing back to one side more, and then line it up so you can bolt it back in. See, there's a hole here. There's a hole here. You can line these back up so the bracket fits. Put the bolt back through. It's also a 10mm bolt or 10mm head. Once you get one side, it should be easier to do the other side. See, I'm too lazy to utilize my lift here. Probably would make life a lot easier. But if I do it on the ground here, it definitely shows you could do this on the ground for you guys that don't have a lift. It's just not as pleasant. This bracket on the front side of the vehicle can slide back and forth to adjust however you need to adjust the condenser to fit onto the rear bracket. Once you get that tight on the other side, you can push and then tighten the sliding brackets. Once these are tightened, you can tighten the sliding bracket because now the thing won't move anymore. Now that the condenser's been secured back onto the frame, these are the sliding bolts I was talking about. One here, one here. And while you're under here, reconnect all the things that you've disconnected from the frame, like all the zip ties, anything you gotta retighten because it was removed. Let's see, I'm looking for anything that's near here. I have this line needs to be resecured, the brake line. But a few other zip ties down here and I'm all set. Now that everything's nicely bed lined, I'm ready to reassemble this. I'm gonna put this down gently real quick. I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on all the hinges before I put them back in. Not too much, I don't want them oozing out everywhere, but put a nice little coating on it. Might help, because mine were stuck when I tried to take it out and I had to use a bit of force to hammer it out, but let's put a little bit on here. Maybe we'll keep it from rusting too. Take the door and align the holes with the hinge. There you go. Oh, it sounds better with some lube in it, so I guess the grease can't hurt. There you go. That's one door. So there it is. The doors are back on. Everything's attached. The bed liner is all set.
This cover still isn't on yet because I goofed and didn't paint the crossbar that goes there. So I'm waiting for that to dry so I can put that on. And then I'll get some new hardware for this, so it'll be stainless or something, because the original ones are all goofed up with the house paint. But this came out alright. It's a little wet because it rained overnight, but I'm pretty happy with this. I've never done this before, but it's pretty easy. I missed a few spots, and I scratched that part right there because I dragged a thing across there. So I guess one coat isn't really enough. Maybe I'll spray another coat or two on top. I don't know. I'll use it a little bit, see how it holds up. I plan on using this truck in the wintertime to transport my snowblower around to like my in-laws and my friends or whatever. So there'll be a ramp in here and the snowblower will come up here. So whatever scratches it up, I'll see how this stuff holds up. Maybe I can try a second coat, but it's all right. As long as it doesn't just completely rust out on me, it's not so bad. I can treat one little area at a time. It's not a big deal. But so that's it for bed lining here. Thanks for watching. I hope you can do this project yourself too, because it really wasn't that bad. I managed to do it just over the span of probably a day, so like say 8 hours, but it was spread out over like 2 weeks because I'm just poking at it here and there whenever I had time. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.